All right, so this is some data from some potential surveys. Anytime you do a form, it dumps things into a spreadsheet if you ask it to. And so here are all your last names. I recognize those aren't really your last names. These are actual scores from a quiz with some variation. Minutes to school, whether or not Mr. Taylor is the best teacher, which of course is mostly yes. Height in inches, what period people are in, and their favorite sport. Couple things you might want to, usually when you have a long form like this, if you scroll down, you may notice that you don't know what you're talking about anymore because the titles are all up top here. So one of the things you might want to do is freeze the top. And so one of the ways you can do that is go to data, or not data, format, insert, view, there we go. Forget where things are. And I want to freeze the first row. And so you'll notice now if I scroll down that this top row doesn't move. A quick way to jump all the way to the end, if you hold down Control and the arrow key, it'll jump all the way to the end, and Control, that's the down arrow key, and Control on the right key, you'll jump all the way over to the end. It's just a quick way to get around. It works up and sideways and all that, so I can jump around really quickly to get to the end. Some of the questions I'm going to ask you is like to summarize some of this information. I'm going to jump to the end here. One way, if I wanted to sum up all of these scores, I could do equals sum, and then I could actually say from I think B2 all the way down to B51 down here. So if I do B2 to B51, no, 150, that's that entire range going from the very top, just below B1, which is the score out of 10, all the way to the bottom. That adds everything up, 1378. That's not really that useful. What would be better would be average. So notice I'm in the cell down here. If I go up to the formula bar, I can actually change that sum formula to average. And it will tell me that the average is 9.24. So most people got an A if this is out of 10. So that's really useful to be able to do things. This is one of the reasons people like to use Excel and Google Sheets, is it's a quick way to add up numbers or average numbers or so forth. I'm actually going to show you a better method than that if your list is not too long. It's a pretty long list. But what you can do is, one of the things I might want to do is, these people are all in different periods. And maybe I want to look at just people who are in the same period. So if I go over here and right click, which is Control and click, or if I do the double tap click, no, it's not working. There we go. I can sort from A to Z, sort sheet. So it's going to sort over here from 0 to 6, but it's going to move all the rows with them. And once again, as a quick reminder, we have our columns, which are letters, we have our rows, which are numbers, and we have the cell, which is where I'm typing. Okay, so now this is all sorted. So I got my period 6 at the bottom, and my period 5 is further up, and 3, 1, and 0. So now I've got all my classes together. So maybe I want to know the average height of everybody in 0 period. So I'm holding down the shift, I'm going down, scrolling down, scrolling. Now look what is happening down here. This is telling me as I move down what these things all add up to. So I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom of 0, and I'm saying, oh, my sum is 1613. Oh, my average is 59 inches high. My minimum is 48. My maximum is 72. There's 27 of them here. So that's a super little trick down there for kind of getting all the stats for a particular, what we call a range. And that's everybody in 0 period. Maybe I wanted to find the average minutes to school for everybody in 1 period. So once again, I've sorted by periods over here, and I'd go over here and scroll down until I see it turn to 3. So I've highlighted all these down to there, and now over here I can see, oh, 628 total minutes to school. On average, people take about 19 minutes. Shortest person goes 5 minutes. Longest person, a little over an hour. There's 33 of those people. Let me remind you how to sort one last time, and then we go. Maybe I want to see who's got the highest and lowest score. So I can double click over here. I can make it work right. different computer here. All right, why can't I do this? Oh, there we go. Oh, that little arrow might be useful. Usually it's a double click, but you might have to click on that little arrow. And so I'm going to sort from A to Z. That's basically alphabetical or numerical. Do that. And so that's going to do from 10. Oh, most people have 10s. 9s, 8s, 7s, 6, 5s. Somebody got a 1. Most people got 10s though. So that's now sorted by score. And I can rearrange if I wanted to see who said, no, Mr. Taylor's not the best teacher. I could click on that and say sort A to Z or Z to A. Z to A would be the ends at the top. Click on that. Control and up gets me to the top. And oops, control end. Oh, okay. So these are all the people who are going to get Fs. Okay, so those people here on my bad list. I think that's enough. Yeah.